So what's super fun and exciting for travel nurses or travel medical professionals? It's going to visit different places. It's going to see different things. And that's what today is all about. It's about what I'm calling minding the gap. What that means is the period of time between when you have one contract ending and the next contract beginning. Welcome back to No Ordinary Path. Today we are standing outside of Holy Schmidt donut store, and we have a really fun Real Talk Tuesday for you today. It's going to be a travel nurse takeover, so let's go inside and start this off. It would be fun to kind of incorporate our day and what we have planned to do today into a Real Talk Tuesday that's specifically geared towards you travel nurses. Just like my family loves these donuts here, travel nurses love traveling, right? That's what it's about for us. It's about going places and seeing different things. If you want to mind the gap, what you need to do is start planning for it early. We're going to start bidding on new contracts about a month before the current contract even ends.
Love you, Dad.
I love you too, baby. Go inside. I would encourage you to start planning for this about a month and a half out. And what I mean by that is, where do you want to go next? What do you want to see? And really focus on how long of a chunk of time you're going to need between your contracts. How far away is it, and how long is it going to take you to get there? Rocksport was a really cool climbing gym that we checked out when we first got here. One tip or piece of advice I would give is to make sure that you go and see something awesome and do something special during that period of time that you have off. Regardless of how much time it is, make sure that you go visit a national park, that you go see friends and family that you otherwise would not have the opportunity to do so. That's what makes this job and this industry special for us, because it's technically like our vacation, right? Go plan and do something special. You know, this is just some of the gear that we have. How much of this stuff am I actually going to need? In other words, how much is all this going to cost? You'll need to set aside cash so that you have everything in order and prepared for your trip. One way that we do this is by setting a little bit aside with each paycheck and from the very beginning of the contract. A few of you may recognize this as like the Dave Ramsey type of method, by taking some and setting it in like individual envelopes or whatever. We actually use a banking app, or well, it's our bank that does it. We use Simple, and that's a bank company that's online. We really like because it sets all this up automatically for you. You can set goals and things, and every payday it will just take a little bit out and put it in that goal fund for you. Remember that even though your contract is started, there's still 1 week of time before you're going to get that first paycheck. So don't forget to allot for that when you're planning on how much do I need to save. When you're going climbing, you have to set up correctly, and you have to know what you're doing and take time. When you're settling into a new city as a travel nurse on your next assignment, the same thing. You need to take time. You need to take the time for yourself to get to know the city, to get to know where things are at in the city. We actually made a video about it already called something about getting settled in. You can totally check it out up here. Climbing, like anything else in life, takes energy, and it takes time, and it takes practice, and it takes patience also. Don't blow your budget. Don't get into town or get someplace and spend all your money on something amazing, even though it's tempting to do so. That's how we get into trouble. Don't put it on credit cards. Tempting as it may be, stick with your plan. You'll have a wonderful gap in between your contracts, and that's what it's about. If you're going to climb, you better know what to do if something goes wrong. You better have things in place so that you can be safe and you can keep your partner or whoever you're climbing with safe. On that same note, it's like this in a contract too. You better understand and have a plan for when things happen. Have a plan B set up. People have gotten to contracts and the contract has been canceled. They've literally gone to other cities and the hospital says, you know what, we don't need you anymore. Their cars break down, people get injured, they get illnesses, stuff happens. So have a backup plan, have a plan B, have an agency and a recruiter that will back you if you run into trouble for something. We survived the climbing gym for the day. I don't know, what do you think, babe?
I hurt everywhere.
What about you guys?
We're good. Good.
We're good. Why are you good now?
Backward.
Because I got donuts.
Upside down.
You did. So
Yeah,
did
he
I.
almost
So
did.
Dad.
Nearly upside down. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today and hanging out with my family. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you're new to No Ordinary Path, this is a channel about our adventure, travel nursing, and RVing around the country with our family, and we have more videos coming up. There are all sorts of stuff that you can check out. Hit the subscribe button, hit the like button. I know a lot of you out there that follow this channel are travel nurses, and I thank you for it. We've got some really neat stuff coming up with my recruiter and with Atlas Med staff in general. Thank you guys, and have a good one.